When Europe's two biggest football giants start circling the same teenager, you know something special is brewing. And this time, it's a 19-year-old Dutch sensation who's got both Barcelona and Real Madrid frantically making calls to their scouts. The football world loves a good transfer saga. But here's where it gets interesting. Kees Smit isn't just another hyped youngster. This midfield maestro single-handedly dominated the UEFA U-19 European Championships, turning what should have been a routine scouting mission into an all-out bidding war between Spain's most bitter rivals. For those unfamiliar with how these football academies work, let me paint you the picture. Barcelona's famous La Masia Academy has produced legends like Messi, Xavi, and Iniesta. It's their pride and joy, their golden goose that keeps delivering world-class talent. But even the Catalans know they can't rely solely on homegrown players anymore. That's why their scouts are constantly jet-setting across Europe, hunting for the next big thing before anyone else spots them. And boy, did they spot something special in the Netherlands this summer. The UEFA U-19 European Championships became Smit's personal showcase. While representing the Dutch national team, this AZ Alkmaar midfielder didn't just participate, he absolutely dominated. The Netherlands steamrolled their way to victory, crushing Spain 1-0 in what many called an upset final. But here's the part most people missed. Smit wasn't just along for the ride, he was the driving force behind their success. When the tournament dust settled, the statistics told an incredible story. 4 goals across multiple matches, finding the net against football powerhouses Germany, Norway, England, and Romania. Plus, he wasn't selfish with his brilliance, adding an assist against Romania to prove he's a complete player. The tournament organizers had no choice but to crown him both top scorer and best player of the entire competition. But here's where the story takes a fascinating turn, and frankly, where things get a bit controversial. Smit recently opened up about the whirlwind of attention his performances generated, and his response might surprise you. I played reasonably well, I think. I did well. I scored a lot of goals. That definitely helped attract attention. I did see my name popping up a lot on social media back then, the teenager revealed in a recent interview. Now, call me crazy, but doesn't that sound almost too modest for someone who just conquered European youth football? Here's a kid who outplayed some of the continent's most promising talents, yet he describes his tournament-winning, record-breaking performance as playing reasonably well. Is this refreshing humility, or is he downplaying his achievements because he knows the real pressure hasn't even started yet? The plot thickens when Smit addresses the elephant in the room. Those persistent rumors linking him with both Barcelona and Real Madrid. I was supposed to be in the sights of Real Madrid and Barcelona. That made me proud, he admitted, and you can almost hear the excitement in his voice, despite his measured words. But here's the million-dollar question that's got football fans divided. Is 19 too young to handle the pressure cooker that comes with El Clasico politics? We're talking about two clubs that don't just compete on the pitch. They represent entirely different philosophies, cultures, and approaches to football. Barcelona with their possession-based, technical style, versus Real Madrid's Galactico mentality and counter-attacking brilliance. Think about it. This kid is being courted by institutions that have been locked in the world's most intense sporting rivalry for over a century. Every move he makes, every pass he completes, every goal he scores or doesn't score will be dissected by millions of passionate fans who bleed their club colors. That's not just pressure. That's living under a microscope where your teenage mistakes become front-page news. What makes this situation even more intriguing is the timing. Smit has chosen to remain at AZ Alkmaar for now, continuing his development in familiar surroundings. Some would call this smart. Why rush into the deep end when you're still learning to swim? Others might argue he's missing a golden opportunity while his stock is at an all-time high. For context, AZ Alkmaar isn't just any Dutch club. They've got a reputation for developing young talent and giving them proper playing time. Something that might be harder to guarantee at either Barcelona or Real Madrid, where patience with young players can be thin and the demand for immediate results is relentless. But here's where it gets controversial, and I want your honest opinion on this. Are we setting up another teenage prodigy for potential failure by hyping him up before he's truly ready for football's biggest stage? Or is this exactly the kind of confidence and exposure a player needs to reach the next level? The football world is littered with stories of wonder kids who moved too early and never recovered from the pressure. But it's also full of players who seized their moment and became legends. The question is, which category will Kees Smit fall into? What's your take on this? Do you think he should make the leap to Barcelona or Real Madrid while the iron is hot? Or should he continue developing at AZ until he's absolutely ready for football's biggest stage? And more importantly, if you were his advisor, which club would you recommend? Barcelona's patient, development-focused approach? Or Real Madrid's win-now mentality? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I have a feeling this one's going to spark some heated debates.